Speaking of it, Han Jue has just dealt with the combined forces of the Jade Pure Sect and Vermilion Bird Sword Sect, the strongest fighting powers of the Strawcloak Sacred Cult. The battle at the homeland of the Strawcloak Sacred Cult is also in full swing. The disciple of the Strawcloak Sacred Cult cannot contact the cult master. They are planning to retreat and make further plans within the sect. But they are being pursued by someone riding a sword. Last time you guys didn't follow martial ethics and resorted to sneak attacks. If you don't disclose where your cult master is today, don't blame me, Wang Jihao, for being ruthless if you don't tell me where he is. The members of the Strawcloak cult are all uninterested in fighting and are trying to escape. They were blocked by Li Qingzi and the group from the Jade Pure Sect. The disciples of the Jade Pure Sect have removed the sign of the Strawcloak Sacred Cult and informed the members of the Strawcloak cult. Your cult master is on the way to the Jade Pure Sect to steal treasures. He has encountered our Immortal Elder. We Jade Pure Sect are safe and sound now, while your cult master has retreated and not returned. I believe there is no need for us to say more, right? We have received this bad news. The Strawcloak cult has been completely defeated and unable to form an army. They directly raised the white flag to negotiate peace and surrender. After the situation calmed down, Han Jue returned to his state. He also finished all the Dan pills given by Xianxia sovereign. The speed of cultivation is getting slower and slower. The cultivation level is stuck at the Divine Transformation Stage 3 layer, and is not progressing. Han Jue, who wants to lay low, is feeling troubled. The voice of sect leader Li came from outside the cultivation dwelling. It turns out he has rescued Han Jue's unlucky disciple, and brought him back. Yang Skywinter, who saw Shifu again, cried and became a tearful person. He said he was able to hold on until now because of. It was all based on Shifu's firm belief that he would come to rescue him. Han Jue, however, dared not say it was because he was afraid of death. Who knew Yang Skywinter would embrace Han Jue and express gratitude with tears streaming down his face. Originally, sect leader Li said that Han Jue was working to safeguard the safety of the sect. You cannot leave to rescue him. Shifu is simply the male god of Jade Pure Sect and me. Feeling a little foolish, disciple Han Jue also feels a trace of shame. He expressed that he will pass on all his lifelong learnings generously. At this moment, the system also sends a prompt. Yang Skywinter's fondness for you has increased to 5 stars. Li Qingzi reunited with his master, an apprentice after a long separation. He mentioned that he had rescued all the disciples of the Jade Pure Sect who had been abducted. According to the undercover report from the Strawcloak Sacred Cult, their cult master went missing outside the gates of our Jade Pure Sect. Was the flattened mountain their handiwork? Han Jue nodded in agreement. It's been discovered that Huang Zuintian has been eliminated. Li Qingzi is as happy as a 500-pound fat man. He said fortunately Han Jue dealt with that cult master. They could be so successful only because they destroyed the Strawcloak Sacred Cult. Now that Huang Zuintian has been eradicated, this trouble can be completely eliminated. Our Jade Pure Sect is fortunate to have talents like you. It seems like heaven finally opened its eyes when Han Jue saw him dancing around, urging Li Qingzi to focus on cultivating well in the future and not get beaten up like a grandson anymore. At this time, Li Qingzi also remembered something significant. In another half year, the ancestor will return to the Jade Pure Sect. And in another 5 years, it will be the Millennium Ceremony of the Jade Pure Sect's founding. At that time, heroes from various sects will be invited. I will help promote you then. Let them all know about your sword skills and the style of Huang Zuintian. Make your name renowned in the immortal cultivation world. Upon hearing him say this, Han Jue was immediately scared and spoke out to stop him. We must never let them know that the Strawcloak Sacred Cult Master fell into my hands. I don't want to show my face, and just want to cultivate well. Li Qingzi saw that Han Jue wanted to make excuses. Li Qingzi also voiced his own thoughts, saying that he wanted to use Han Jue's name to deter the various sects from targeting the Jade Pure Sect. Han Jue replied. I have already shouldered a lot of karma for the Jade Pure sect. If they come looking for trouble together, I could just run away. Can you handle it when it comes to the Jade Pure sect? Han Jue has said so. There's no need to say more to Li Qingzi. He mentioned adding some spiritual chi to your cultivation dwelling to help you continue your cultivation. When the ancestor comes back with heavenly materials and earthly treasures, you will definitely be able to make progress. While bidding farewell to Han Jue, Li Qingzi kept talking. Ancestor, please come back quickly. We can't afford to keep this little ancestor anymore. After defeating the Straw Cloak sacred cult, saying is easier than doing. The system rewarded Han Jue again, first rewarding all subscribed channels and viewers who left brief comments in the comment section. May you have continuous opportunities, and may all your wishes come true this year. Further reward Han Jue with the 5-grade spiritual treasure 9-star spirit treading boots. The wearer of these boots can not only tread on spiritual chi and absorb it, but also enhance the agility of divine techniques and body movements. The flying speed is extremely fast, which perfectly aligns with Han Jue's intentions. It is truly a divine tool for escaping. There is also a copy of the Heartless Flying Sword Secret Manual, although it has extremely strong killing power. However, the downside is that after people cultivate it, their desire will continue to decline. This kind of thing is better left to the naive disciple xianxia Winter. Unexpectedly, the system rewards you with a divine beast egg. Inside, it incubates a chaos heavenly dog that can consume the moon. But what puzzles Han Jue is why the dog lays eggs, and how they should be incubated. At this time, in the view of xianxia Winter and Cock, Han Jue seemingly produced heavenly materials and earthly treasures out of thin air. Is Shifu in the wholesale business of treasures or something? Han Jue looks at the heavenly dog egg and then looks at the cock. A good idea suddenly arises. Cock, there is something I need to trouble you with, my master. I'm a male. Half a year later, Jade Pure Sect finally welcomed the day when the founding ancestor returned. Disciples from each sect assemble solemnly and stand ready to welcome. Before long, the disciples pointed to the sky and exclaimed in shock. They only saw a huge void vortex appearing in the sky. An old man with white hair slowly walked out, holding a huge monster in his hand. The old man saw the disciples of the Jade Pure Sect and burst into laughter. He even emitted a more overwhelming pressure with his laughter compared to the incident at Duan Sky reaching. Just listen to the shout from the elder above command to form up. As the golden light shimmered on the ground, the formation appeared. Everyone raised a welcoming banner to greet the ancestor of the Jade Pure Sect. Elder Tai Shang made a cute face and asked the old man in the sky, Master, do you like it? Is it grand enough? 9 Cauldrons True Immortal seemed much more satisfied with the grand welcome ceremony than when I left. I just killed this fusion void stage demon on my way here. I'll take it down to refine alchemy and reward the disciples. The crowd below cheered in unison, praising the wisdom of the ancestor. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal then turned to Li Qingzi and asked them, During my absence, have there been any outstanding disciples in our sect? As a reward, I can personally transmit my skills to him for a period of time. Elder Tai Shang and Li Qingzi recounted various deeds of Han Jue. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal asked where such an outstanding disciple is. I want to meet Li Qingzi to show that Elder Han has been cultivating in the cultivation dwelling and rarely comes out. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal is not angry and says there's no rush. In a couple of days, I will personally go see him. Ever since the heavenly dog egg hatched, Han Jue's cultivation dwelling became lively. You can use chaos reigns to describe a situation where everything is in disorder. Although the puppy was hatched by the cock. But this puppy is naturally proud. It doesn't recognize the cock as its foster mother. These two fools fight every day, except for fighting. Elder Han, these two monsters you have are not simple. Where did you get them? Han Jue turned around and saw a stranger asking who he was. I am the founder of 9 Cauldrons, true immortal. Han Jue saw the arrival of the ancestor, and immediately got up to courteously bow with folded hands in greeting. In fact, he had already simulated online battles with the ancestor many times in the system before. But facing the strength of the ancestor at the Fusion Void Stage 8 layer, Han Jue has no chance of winning at all. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal thanks Han Jue for saving Jade Pure Sect multiple times in times of crisis, and expresses a desire to bestow upon him an opportunity. I wonder if he is willing or not. Opportunity? 9 Cauldrons True Immortal said that he has been wandering overseas for hundreds of years, and is now a vice sect leader of a supreme sect. This time, he wants to take away some talented disciples to cultivate overseas. He is asking if Han Jue is willing. But Han Jue asked, "Do you think your sect is invincible overseas?" 9 Cauldrons True Immortal replied, saying that they are not exactly invincible, but they can be considered as one of the overlords. Han Jue asked with concern, "Overlords? Does that mean there are still opponents?" Seeing Han Jue's concern, Xianxia quickly allowed Han Jue to consider before agreeing. The ancestor will stay in this sect for some time longer, so there's no rush. Xianxia's words also reflect his own considerations. He is afraid that if Han Jue leaves, Jade Pure Sect may face danger again without anyone capable to handle it. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal stated that he will stay for another 50 years. He will set off after he transforms the Jade Pure Sect into a holy land for cultivation. You can consider reconsidering your response before replying. Han Jue's response was unexpectedly straightforward. "Thank you very much, Patriarch, for your kindness. I have decided to stay at the Jade Pure Sect. I want to protect the Jade Pure Sect just like you. I want to devote myself wholeheartedly to the Jade Pure Sect." He heard Han Jue's response. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal also didn't want to say more. He instructed Xianxia to give the entire mountain to Han Jue, so that he could cultivate without depending on cultivation-dwelling spiritual qi. This way, he could absorb the spiritual veins of the mountain and continue his cultivation. Xianxia heard that the entire mountain peak was to be given to Han Jue. Xianxia and Han Jue couldn't help but be surprised. Han Jue immediately thanked the ancestor for the gift, which was much better than risking going overseas. The ancestor who came out from Han Jue cultivation dwelling asked about Xianxia. "Are you afraid that there will be no one to guard Jade Pure Sect after he follows me?" Xianxia expressed that he indeed has this concern. "And Elder Han is cautious. I'm afraid he may not be willing to go either." Cautious? This old man sees him as cowardly. A person who can express cowardice so elegantly is quite rare. I have never seen anyone like him before. I was not like him back in the day. Xianxia is probably rambling on again now. At this moment, Han Jue in cultivation dwelling received another system prompt. His decision to stay in Jade Pure Sect allowed him to inherit the divine technique once. The reward, Tathagata Mantra of Divine Techniques, belongs to the Buddhist sect. Divine techniques can save lost souls and suppress evil spirits. Buddha sect divine technique? Are you trying to make me become a monk system? Today is the 15th day of the first lunar month. First of all, I wish the audience a happy Lantern Festival. At the same time, I wish friends who give a thumbs up and comment. 666. In the comment section can have the school opening delayed. May all your wishes come true. On this day, Xing Red Vortex came enthusiastically to find Han Jue. She said she had found another treasure at the market auction. This is an extremely rare piece of innate spiritual gathering jade that can automatically gather spiritual chi from heaven and earth to produce spiritual gathering dan. So she wants to give it to Han Jue. Little did she know that once Han Jue's spiritual sense was activated, he found that this object contained unusually dangerous evil energy. Han Jue then cast the 6-path soul absorption spell to extract all the evil spirits from it. Han Jue returned the treasure to Xing Red Vortex. He said that his cultivation level is already beyond the need for this item. Miss Xing has broken through the golden core stage and needs this item. The evil energy has been removed, so you can rest assured to use it. Miss Xing praised Han Jue for his insight into this matter. She is willing to offer herself to repay the favor of saving her life. Han Jue, this straight man, said that your cultivation level is too low. At this rate, he won't be able to be my Taoist partner. She found herself rejected by Han Jue again. Xing Red Vortex is a little unhappy. Han Jue also realized that what he said was not quite right. After all, he still kind of likes Miss Xing. So he took out a storage ring. He said that inside are all the treasures that Miss Xing had given him before. He has been keeping them well, and now he's giving them to you. These can help you improve your cultivation level, and here the spiritual chi is rich. You can move here to cultivate. Upon hearing this, Xing Red Vortex was both surprised and delighted. Could it be that Han Jue wants to live with me? Xing Red Vortex's face flushed red. Han Jue immediately explained, I meant for you to move in to cultivate, not in that way. Also, you can't talk about our relationship publicly for now. I'm afraid enemies might use you to threaten me. Xing Red Vortex quickly agreed, thinking to himself, he really does have me in his heart. A rooster and a dog beside them listened to Han Jue's words. The rooster and the dog unexpectedly imagined a drama filled with male scum and melodrama. A year and a half later, it was personally crafted by the 9 Cauldrons True Immortal. The 18 peaks of the Jade Pure sect and the spiritual chi in the inner have been greatly enhanced. He also tamed several Yaoguai beasts comparable to the nascent soul stage to guard the sect. With the continuous growth of the Jade Pure sect, the 1,000-year ceremony is also about to begin. Each righteous sect in the immortal cultivation world has sent representatives to congratulate. The Jade Pure sect appears especially lively inside and out. But Han Jue is not interested in the annual grand ceremony. Cultivation is his whole life. As Cock and Dog grew bigger, Han Jue built them a shack outside the cultivation dwelling and instructed the two not to go down the mountain to show off. At this time, the system sent another prompt. Innate gas transporter was detected again. This person is named Su Qi and is reincarnated as the bad luck star of the heavenly court, who brings misfortune to everyone around him. It is said that Jade Pure sect is now the most famous sect in the immortal cultivation world, and he wants to join them. The system also specially reminds that Han Jue has the gas luck of the descendant of an immortal emperor, so he is not affected by the bad luck star, but he must not kill the bad luck star. Han Jue was so frightened that he cursed incessantly. Why the heck didn't you say so earlier, system? Where is he? Tell me quickly. Don't let him get close to Jade Pure sect. At this time, Su Qi has arrived outside the mountain gate. He is about to take a small step in immortal cultivation, which is a big step in life. Han Jue arrived promptly with a swoosh. He asked why a mortal like him had come to Jade Pure sect. Su Qi saw Han Jue, who was full of immortal aura, and asked if he was a celestial being. Can he directly join the inner cultivation with him and express that his talent will definitely not disappoint Han Jue? Han Jue's mind says by letting you in, wouldn't it mean that he is going to ruin the luck of our Jade Pure sect? Han Jue then hoodwinked him, saying that you are too old and have missed the best time to cultivate. Why not let me pass on some cultivation methods to you, and you can seek another sect? Su Qi saw that he wanted to block himself, thinking that Han Jue was from another sect trying to seize disciples. He then scolded Han Jue. You shameless old man, trying to deceive me with such immaturity. Han Jue said, so you really won't leave, huh? All right. After saying that, he grabbed Su Qi by the collar and flew up. Su Qi thought Han Jue was going to make a move, and was so scared that he screamed and begged him not to kill him. Han Jue said, kill you? Just kidding. My top-notch luck can't suppress your overwhelming bad luck. Su Qi met Han Jue outside Jade Pure sect. In order to prevent him from joining the sect, Han Jue captured him and brought him back to his own cultivation dwelling. He even told him that if he didn't subscribe to my channel, he would immediately return to school and expel Su Qi. Su Qi questioned Han Jue about his true identity. Han Jue said, You don't need to know who I am. If you don't want to leave, then you'll stay with me for the rest of your life and never think about leaving again. At this point, the system sends a prompt. Su Qi's hatred towards you has reached 2 stars. Han Jue's heart is in trouble. There is a terrible aura coming from this kid's body. Could it be that he is about to use the evil karma technique? Who knew that Su Qi would suddenly collapse with a gudong sound? His stomach rang with rumbling sounds. It turns out that this kid walked all the way to Jade Pure Sect. He didn't even eat a meal. The restaurants he went to either suddenly closed down or were attacked by mountain bandits. Han Jue thought to himself, "You really are a bad luck star." Not long after, Han Jue ordered a table full of takeout for Su Qi. Su Qi didn't hesitate and started eating heartily right away. At this moment, the system prompts that Su Qi's fondness for you has increased to 3 stars. Han Jue found that Su Qi, who was eating hungrily, did not realize that bad luck was self-inflicted. He is indeed a pitiful child. How does it taste? However, this is your last meal. Su Qi couldn't help but be surprised, thinking that Han Jue was about to take action again. Han Jue told him that starting tomorrow, you will begin cultivation, and once you have mastered the breathing technique, you won't need to eat anymore. Su Qi only realized then that Han Jue brought him here for cultivation. The system immediately prompted that Su Qi's favorability towards Han Jue had increased to 5 stars. Han Jue thought to himself, "This kid is really easy to handle." So it goes, the 4 seasons of spring, summer, autumn, and winter cycle through. Unconsciously, 13 years later, Han Jue has already broken through to the Divine Transformation Stage 5 layer. Su Qi has also grown into a teenage boy. Cultivation level has reached the Foundation Establishment Stage, 2nd layer. Han Jue suddenly heard the noise in the sect and asked Su Qi what day it was today. Su Qi said that today is the day when the group of disciples taken away by the ancestor has returned from overseas. It has been 10 years in the blink of an eye. At this moment, a familiar voice rang outside the cultivation dwelling. It turned out to be senior sister returning from overseas to visit Han Jue. She said that home is still more comfortable than the days of fighting overseas. At the same time, she informed Han Jue that on their way back, Patriarch led the disciples to completely clean up Strawcloak Sacred Cult, even emptying out their treasuries. Han Jue thought, "That's great. Now he can peacefully seclude himself to cultivate." Watching the 2 people eagerly chatting in the distance, Cock and the dog started to imagine melodramatic plots again. At this moment, the system once again issued a reminder. Disciple Yang Skywinter encountered an attack from a demon cultivator, while Han Jue's Taoist partner Xianxia Sovereign was killed. However, she has already been resurrected. Xianxia Sovereign was killed by someone. It's surprising that someone with such a high cultivation level was killed. It seems that the world of immortal cultivation is extremely dangerous. Fortunately, she was resurrected. When I meet her next time, I will have to ask her what method of resurrection she used. After chatting for a while, senior sister bid farewell to Han Jue and went to pay respects to their master. Han Jue, after spending the afternoon with senior sister, did not seem to be affected by Su Qi's ill luck. He realized that the ill luck might be related to the duration of contact. At this moment, Han Jue heard a familiar voice saying, "I'm back." Han Jue looked back and saw that it was actually the ancestor who came to visit in person, while Su Qi was giving the ancestor a shoulder and back massage at the moment. The ancestor looked very happy and delighted. He then spoke up and asked, "Han Jue, your disciple has good aptitude. How about I take him overseas to pursue the great Tao?" Upon hearing this, Han Jue was once again scared and confused. Why is Miss Xing dressed so cool? Why did 9 Cauldrons True Immortal reduce the first year's cultivation level? Have friends who did not leave comments in the comments section actually subscribed to my channel? The latest collection of top aura has arrived again. It is said that the founding ancestor 9 Cauldrons True Immortal returned from overseas and brought many treasures to Han Jue. He plans to plant all of them to enhance Han Jue's cultivation and spiritual qi. At the same time, the ancestor also set his eyes on Han Jue's bad luck star disciple Su Qi. He plans to take him overseas for rigorous training. After seeking Su Qi's opinion, Su Qi also readily agreed. Han Jue thought in his heart, "Patriarch, are you seeking death?" Nine Cauldron's true immortal originally wanted to lessen the trouble Han Jue caused as a role model for others, but he didn't know how powerful Su Qi's bad luck star constitution was. Han Jue helplessly told the Patriarch that this kid had some secrets that couldn't be mentioned. "Patriarch, you really can't take him away. Su Qi is indeed quite clever." He saw the ancestor actually asking for a little disciple, and even sought Han Jue's approval. He then understood that Han Jue's status within the sect was not simple. You can't easily switch from one powerful supporter to another. It's better to hold on to the mentor's thighs securely and focus on cultivating. So Su Qi thanked the ancestor for his kindness and expressed his desire to continue cultivation with the mentor to defend the Jade Pure sect. The ancestor laughed and said, "Where there's a teacher, there's a disciple." Han Jue thought to himself, "I'm not saving face for you, I'm saving your life." Nine Cauldron's true immortal said that he has already investigated all the details of the Great Yin immortal cultivation world. Now, there is no sect daring to provoke Jade Pure sect. You can cultivate with peace of mind now. At the same time, there is also a huge opportunity. I don't know if Han Jue wants it or not. Han Jue sees what the Patriarch has taken out. It turns out to be the Celestial Immortal Palace token that Xianxia Sovereign wanted to give him before. I didn't expect that even such a powerful expert like Xianxia Sovereign at the Fusion Void Stage 8 layer would treat this item as a treasure. It seems that this token is quite significant. However, Han Jue's aspiration is not here, so he declined the kind offer from Xianxia Sovereign. When bidding farewell to Xianxia Sovereign, Han Jue thought, "I've been served by Su Qi for such a long time. I'm afraid your bad luck is unavoidable." 10 years have passed in the blink of an eye. Grand Ancestor's bad luck has indeed come. He was attacked by the heart demon in his cultivation, causing him to lose 100 years of cultivation. His good friend Zhou Fan has also perished. However, he was revived and reshaped by a powerful being. At this time, Han Jue has reached the 6th layer of the divine transformation stage. He can already battle against the ancestor in the system for half an hour. While Su Qi is working hard to cultivate, his bad luck is getting stronger and stronger. Fortunately, the Chaos Heavenly Dog itself is a divine beast with auspicious energy that can keep Kok safe and sound. The family inside the cultivation dwelling are also living together in harmony and happiness. One day, when Han Jue found out that Xing Red Vortex had also returned to the sect, he wanted to go and see Miss Xing. Little did he know that when he knocked on Miss Xing's door, Han Jue then saw a refreshing scene in front of him. Xing Red Vortex saw that Han Jue had arrived. She then held his arm to show him the great treasure. Great treasure? Han Jue thought. Well, let's take a look. Cultivation Dwellings. Miss Xing showed Han Jue a pile of items from the ancient Forbidden Grounds. The things she obtained. What does Han Jue like? He prefers peaches. Han Jue thought to himself. So it turns out to be such a big treasure. I appreciate your kindness. Suddenly, Han Jue discovered with his spiritual sense. One of the objects resembling a spirit tablet unexpectedly contained a faint divine sense. He continued to study it. Indeed, a serious man is the most charming. At this moment, Xing Red Vortex unexpectedly started to crave Han Jue's body. Speaking of watching the big treasure at Xing Red Vortex, Han Jue discovered an artifact that looked like a spiritual tablet, and surprisingly there was a trace of spiritual sense inside it. Suddenly, his spiritual sense was unexpectedly sucked in. Han Jue saw a majestic divine soul standing tall right in front of him. He informed Han Jue that whoever obtained this opportunity could acquire a secret technique. It is called Celestial Puppet, which can be created from spiritual power. Its strength depends on the creator's cultivation level. Celestial puppet cannot fight on its own and requires the creator to allocate a trace of divine soul to control the puppet, similar to a doppelganger. Even if the puppet is destroyed, it will not affect the creator. The downside is that it is not durable enough, as it will stop moving once the spiritual power is depleted. The puppet can only be used again after being filled with spiritual power. If heavenly materials and earthly treasures are added during manufacturing, it can greatly enhance the stamina and power of the puppet beyond that of the creator. Since the puppet doesn't need to breathe, they can be mass-produced and stored in the storage ring. Han Jue thought. Wouldn't this mean having a bunch of extra helping hands? At this moment, the Divine Soul once again told Han Jue that by using the world's top artifact and supreme spiritual power, an ultimate celestial puppet could be created, whose transcendental power could rival that of an immortal emperor. As soon as the words fell, the appearance of the giant Divine Soul gradually became clear. Han Jue was shocked, as the demon in front of him surprisingly looked strikingly like a Gundam. Instantly, Han Jue's spiritual sense was transmitted back to reality. Han Jue opened his eyes, and saw Xing Red Vortex riding on top of him. Half of his clothes had already been removed by her. Han Jue yelled out as he jumped up from the bed, as if he was the one who had suffered a loss. Han Jue thought to himself, "Luckily, I reacted quickly. Otherwise, the body I have been guarding for hundreds of years would have been almost ruined." Han Jue tidied up his clothes and said to Xing Red Vortex, "I'll take this symbol to study first. I'll come back another day." I heard that Han Jue will come over. Miss Xing understands the little actions just now, and Han Jue did not resent it. It seems that we will have a chance to become Taoist partners sooner or later. Back to Han Jue at the cultivation dwelling. He continued to delve deeper into the production method of puppets. This puppet technique is indeed extraordinary. Using Divine Soul to control the puppet is like having an extra pair of eyes, making it much easier. I have to make one for each of my female friends. In case they are in danger, the puppet can save their lives. Even if the puppet is not strong enough, as long as it shares my location, I can rush over in time. As for the feature of sharing vision, I am honest and will not misuse it. Thinking of this, Han Jue immediately got excited and planned to make 10 of them first. He ended up underestimating the difficulty of making the puppet. Han Jue still underestimated the difficulty of making the celestial puppet. Although it is not difficult to manufacture, it is too meticulous and time-consuming, requiring a large amount of time to be meticulously crafted like making a model. 2 years later, Han Jue finally created the first puppet. He quickly arrived at the cultivation dwelling of Xing Red Vortex. She was still cultivating when she was startled by Han Jue's sudden appearance. However, when she saw that it was Han Jue, a joyful smile once again appeared on her face. Han Jue took out the celestial puppet and instructed her to put it in her storage ring. He told her to always bring it with her wherever she went, as it could save her life in critical moments. Xing Red Vortex was pleasantly surprised and looked at the celestial puppet appreciatively. Its figure was indeed very similar to her husband's. In the following year, Han Jue created 2 more celestial puppets. Han Jue gave one celestial puppet to Chan Lunar, and the other to Dawn Star Fairy. Chan Lunar kept surprising Han Jue, who had to put in a lot of effort to finally escape. Dawn Star Fairy, on the other hand, remains very calm and doesn't communicate much. The 2 women, one passionate like fire, and the other cold like ice, but Han Jue is used to it. Celestial Puppet serves as his clone, able to unleash his true power without his artifact. It's quite overpowered. Han Jue once considered creating an army, but after making 3 celestial puppets, he abandoned the idea. Divine Soul is like a piece cut out from his soul. Having a few Divine Souls is manageable, but it would be problematic with dozens. Any more, and his soul would be severely damaged. In addition, creating celestial puppets has caused his cultivation level to remain stagnant for the past 2 years. Persisting in making celestial puppets would only hinder his cultivation progress. In the blink of an eye, 3 years have passed. Han Jue suddenly received a system prompt. You have turned 200 years old. Choose to cultivate quietly and receive a spiritual treasure. For Great Frost Lord's Glazed Crown. This item can rebound the Fusion Void stage to scare off all attacks, excluding special divine techniques, effectively defending against soul and spiritual sense impacts. It's another defensive spiritual treasure. The system really knows my heart. From now on, Han Jue is covered in spiritual treasure from head to toe. At the peak of armament, it's simply impossible to hurt him in the divine transformation stage. As for the Fusion Void stage, don't even think about instantly killing him. Wearing this crown gives him an increased sense of security. Feeling joyful, Han Jue continues to cultivate, and another 5 years have passed. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal took a group of disciples to leave for overseas. Before leaving, Chang Lunar came to say goodbye. Han Jue spent a long time sending off this tearful senior sister. After 9 Cauldrons True Immortal left, Han Jue got bored and used a simulated trial to check who, besides himself, had the highest cultivation level in the Jade Pure sect. The system indicates that the strongest individual in the sect currently is Li Qianlong at the Divine Transformation Stage 5 layer, who is the successor of the Venom King. Li Qianlong as the successor of the Venom King? Han Jue had a strange expression and thought to himself, "The name Li Qianlong sounds so familiar. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before." 100 years ago, Mo Bamboo arranged to meet him to seek opportunities. It seems like what he is looking for is Li Qianlong's cultivation dwelling from when he was alive. Since it is mentioned that this person's past life, it means that he has already passed away. But the cultivation level of Divine Transformation Stage 5 layer in the Great Yin Immortal Cultivation world can be considered very high. If he were still alive, it would surely cause a great commotion. However, Han Jue has never heard anyone mention it, indicating that Li Qianlong must have infiltrated the Jade Pure sect. Han Jue immediately searched for Li Qianlong's whereabouts. Li Qianlong is actually at the main peak. At this moment, True Immortal Jingqing has summoned all the disciples of the main peak to inform everyone of the departure of 9 Cauldrons True Immortal. Li Qianlong looks ordinary, his aura suppressed at the Golden Core Stage 1 layer, appearing honest. Who would have thought that he is the descendant of the Venom King? Li Qianlong was overjoyed to learn that 9 Cauldrons True Immortal had gone overseas. He finally got the opportunity he had been waiting for. Before, with 9 Cauldrons True Immortal around, he dared not act recklessly. Now that 9 Cauldrons True Immortal has left, he finally feels like he can see the light after clearing away the clouds. Calm down. Li Qianlong thought quietly of the most mysterious person in Jade Pure sect, / Immortal Elder, who he knew would hinder him. He had heard that the reason why Strawcloak Sacred Cult was defeated was because the cult master attacked Jade Pure sect and never returned. This means that / Immortal Elder possesses dreadful power to defeat the cult master of Strawcloak Sacred Cult. Before implementing his plan, Li Qianlong must figure out how to deal with / Immortal Elder. 5 years passed like this. Han Jue made a breakthrough to the Divine Transformation Stage 7 layer, getting closer and closer to the Fusion Void stage. Han Jue retrieved and checked emails related to his personal relationships. Your Taoist partner, Xianxia Sovereign, gains insights into life and divine techniques. Your friend, Mo No Revenge, has fallen into the demonic path. Your divine pet, Chaos Heavenly Dog, has comprehended its original divine technique. Your friend, 9 Cauldrons True Immortal, has been attacked by the Yogui King and is seriously injured. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal's Tao heart has been damaged. Your friend, Zhou Fan, has achieved domination, causing a sensation. Han Jue is stunned. Wow, so many major events happened in these 5 years. Mo No Revenge actually fell into the demonic path. I wonder what happened to him. 9 Cauldrons True Immortal's situation is truly miserable, but it serves him right. Who asked him to target the bad luck star? As for Zhou Fan, impressive. You live up to your name. Han Jue took a deep breath and felt that he could not slack off. His cultivation level in the Great Yin Immortal Cultivation world may already be considered top-notch, but that doesn't mean his future is guaranteed. He must diligently cultivate like the protagonist Zhou Fan, who may change an era. Therefore, Han Jue decides to fully strive for reaching the fusion void stage. In the blink of an eye, another 10 years have passed. Han Jue's cultivation level has reached the divine transformation stage 8 layer, and he is not far from the 9th layer. One day, Li Qingzi came to visit. To prevent Su Qi from passing on bad luck to Li Qingzi, Han Jue walks out of the cultivation dwelling. Elder Han, long time no see, how's your cultivation going? Li Qingzi asked enthusiastically how he was doing now, and he can be said to be enjoying great success. With the help of 9 Cauldrons True Immortal, his cultivation level has already reached the nascent soul stage 9 layer. Besides his cultivation level, he is also the leader of the righteous path in the great Yin immortal cultivation world. Over the years, Han Jue has not seen him being attacked by anyone. Han Jue smiled and asked sect leader Li what business he had with him. Li Qingzi said that the Immortal Cultivation Conference of the Righteous Path is about to begin. This conference will be held in the imperial capital of the Great Yin Dynasty, and obtaining the luck of the human race will be beneficial for cultivation. A prompt appeared before Han Jue's eyes. Sect leader Li Qingzi invites you to participate in the Immortal Cultivation Conference. You have the following choices. 1. Decline and continue cultivation to obtain a spiritual treasure. 2. Accept, lead the sect with sect leader Li. The rewards for both options are vastly different. However, Han Jue is already accustomed to such choices. It is not the system forcing him to make a choice, but rather his previous decision to cultivate quietly. This path of choices was planned by the system according to his wishes. Han Jue silently chooses the first option to attend the Immortal Cultivation Conference. It seems easy to get into trouble, or big trouble. Han Jue shook his head, indicating that he would not go. Li Qingzi secretly took a deep breath, feeling that Elder Han's determination to cultivate diligently was really out of line. If it were him, with Han Jue's abilities, he would have long been living carefreely in the mortal world. At this moment, Han Jue asked Li Qingzi about the situation of Li Qianlong. Li Qingzi said that this person is his junior brother. He was once a rare talent that only appears once in a century in the Jade Pure sect. This person and Guan Yuang both like Dawn Star Fairy. For this, they even had a life and death showdown. At that time, I intervened to mediate as their Shifu. I was also seriously injured by his sneak attack. Fortunately, I intervened in time to stop him, preventing a big mistake from happening. Afterwards, he had his meridian severed and was imprisoned in the Cliff of Reflection. Little did they know, he actually escaped from the Cliff of Reflection and left a note saying he would come back someday to destroy the Jade Pure sect. Han Jue thought to himself, my master really doesn't make it easy for me to relax. No wonder she doesn't allow her disciples to talk about love and romance. Li Qingzi asked Han Jue why he suddenly asked about this person. Han Jue also cannot say it was found out by the system. He can only say that he has fought against this person's spy within the sect. Learning that Li Qianlong has started to take action, he heard that Li Qianlong has returned, and Li Qingzi couldn't help but be surprised. This matter needs to be quickly conveyed to the sect. Before leaving, he instructed Han Jue to capture Li Qianlong, but not to be too harsh and to keep him alive. After Li Qingzi left, the system popped up another prompt. Congratulations on obtaining the exquisite spiritual treasure Book of Misfortune. The Book of Misfortune is an exquisite spiritual treasure. Can curse living spirits and bring misfortune to others, without being detected by the other party at the same time. Masterpiece? Book of Misfortune? Curse? Han Jue returned to the cultivation dwelling and took out the Book of Misfortune. This is indeed a top-grade spiritual treasure. But it doesn't look like an auspicious object. Are these so many seals on top for stacking buffs? Su Qi looks at the Book of Misfortune in Han Jue's hand. He feels inexplicably close for some reason. Han Jue knows well that Su Qi must not be allowed to approach the Book of Misfortune. When these two calamitous fortunes collide, it's bound to spell trouble. Han Jue plans to start a blood bond ceremony. He needs to find an enemy to test it out. As the blood drips in, the seal is then released. A strong aura of misfortune bursts out. Let's deal with Xiao Unluck first. He is the #1 nemesis, but his cultivation level is too high, so it may not be very effective. He infused 6 past spiritual power into the Book of Misfortune. He started to cast the ancestral curse on Li Qianlong. After all, this guy wants to destroy our Jade Pure sect. He also made such a mess, causing our peak disciples unable to fall in love. He imagines Li Qianlong's face in his mind. Suddenly, a scene appeared in his mind. Between the mountains and water, there is a bamboo house. Li Qianlong kneels in front of the bamboo house. He said in a deep voice, "Master, what will it take for you to come down from the mountain?" A deep and old voice came from the bamboo house. "I, your master, have withdrawn from the immortal cultivation world for 1,000 years. I no longer wish to be involved in the conflicts of the immortal cultivation world. Seek vengeance for yourself. I have passed on my teachings to you. Do not overstep your bounds." Upon hearing this, Li Qianlong was very unhappy. He gritted his teeth and said, "Master, if that's the case, then pass on the secret of the divine venom boat to me. I will rely on myself." "No, that's your master's treasured possession. If I pass it on to you, and you accidentally kill your master with poison, wouldn't that be a shame?" Li Qianlong almost spat blood. The voice of the Venom King once again drifted out, and 9 Cauldrons true immortal had already sensed the presence of my master. I cannot offend him recklessly. The Jade Pure sect is currently thriving, and not many sects dare to offend them. However, if you insist on doing so, you can look for the Wei family. Although the Wei family is not a top-tier sect in the Great Yin immortal cultivation world, they often travel between various immortal cultivation worlds and have a wide network. Li Qianlong thanked them and left, cursing under his breath as he walked away. He was able to become a disciple of the Venom King, but it wasn't just dumb luck. He had served as the Venom King's test subject for 100 years, trying all sorts of poisons. They had agreed that he would be the Venom King's sole successor, but that scoundrel Venom King held back and didn't teach him everything. At that time, he didn't notice the dark thundercloud silently approaching above his head. Caught off guard, a bolt of lightning from a clear sky struck him. Fortunately, since Li Qianlong's cultivation level is high, he was unharmed. He looked up at the dark sky and cursed under his breath. "Strange." Han Jue cursed Li Qianlong for a while. He was unable to verify the results, and had to give up and focus on cultivation for a month. Yang Skywinter is back. The current Yang Skywinter has thoroughly shown his talent. After advancing to the Golden Core stage, he first promoted to an elite disciple, and then advanced to become one of the core disciples of the Jade Pure sect, a prominent figure among the younger generation of the Jade Pure sect. "Teacher, I am planning to attend the Immortal Cultivation Conference, where various sects will spar and compete. Could you please pass on to me another ultimate technique?" Su Qi is coming over to join in the fun again. Han Jue kicked Yang Skywinter away and told him that if he wants to learn another ultimate move, he should wait outside. Han Jue thought to himself, "I hope you don't get as unlucky as the ancestors did." 5 years later, Han Jue finally broke through to the 9th layer of the Divine Transformation stage. Next is the Fusion Void stage, but once you enter the Fusion Void stage, the spiritual chi in the cultivation dwelling will not be sufficient. Doing so not only delays oneself, but also delays Su Qi. Han Jue looked at Su Qi. He felt that he couldn't let him stay in the sect to cultivate, so he came up with a plan. Han Jue pretended to cough to call Su Qi over. Han Jue said, "You have been following me for some time now, so I consider you to have already embarked on the path of cultivation. I'll give you a task. If you can complete it, I will take you as my disciple." Upon hearing this, Su Qi's eyes lit up, and he eagerly asked what the task was. "I want you to go to the Northern Prefecture and join the Yabwai Taming Demon sect. You don't have to do anything. Just stay hidden in the sect and focus on cultivating. I will personally go to the Yugwai Taming Demon sect in the future. You can destroy their sect and then come back to pick you up. Su Qi is shocked. Han Jue actually wants to destroy the Yugwai Taming Demon sect. How strong Han Jue must be! Su Qi quickly assured that the disciple must complete the mission. This is a confidential mission. You should leave Jade Pure Sect now. Do not have any dealings with anyone from Jade Pure Sect. As Su Qi walked out of the innate cultivation dwelling, the sunlight fell on his body, and he couldn't help but feel a sense of feeling like a world away. He clenched his fists and took a deep breath. I must complete Shifu's test, he thought. Suddenly, he realized a problem. Where is the Northern Prefecture? Forget it, it's not important. I will definitely find out. This must be one of Shifu's tests. Inside a winding and dark canyon, Li Qianlong leaned against the mountain wall. He looked at the countless demons in the sky, holding his breath and concentrating. The battle between demons in this small canyon stirs up a storm of blood and violence. Li Qianlong leads a group of cultivators hiding in the shadows, fearing they might be harmed. A young cultivator couldn't help but complain bitterly to Senior Li. Don't you know the way? Why did you lead us to the monster den? Li Qianlong is also very depressed in recent years. His luck has reached an all-time low. He was struck by lightning while rushing on the road. Cultivator encounters hard demon. Robbery of a young cultivator. Turns out the person is a strong divine transformation expert pretending to be weak to deceive others. This time, he even brought misfortune upon the Wei family's disciples. No way. I have not taken revenge yet. I cannot fail here. 2 years later, Han Jue's cultivation level finally reached the divine transformation stage great perfection. He excitedly opened the system's interpersonal relationship panel to see what had happened in these 2 years. Your disciple Yang Skywinter was attacked by the Yogwai King and suffered serious injuries. He gained a fortuitous opportunity and awakened the sacred Yogwai bloodline. Your divine pet Chaos Heavenly Dog had a cultivation error, causing a decrease in cultivation level equivalent to 20 years. Your friend Mo No Revenge encountered attacks from a righteous cultivator 104 times. Your friend Chong Lunar fortuitously gained an opportunity, leading to a significant increase in cultivation level. Your disciple Su Qi was attacked by a demon cultivator 27 times, and was captured by the Azure Ghost sect. Your disciple Su Qi spread misfortune, causing the Azure Ghost sect to face a heavenly tribulation unseen in centuries, resulting in the complete destruction of the sect. Complete destruction? Han Jue was deeply moved and exclaimed, Incredible! Truly deserving of the title. Bad luck star of the heavenly court. It's like a nuclear bomb. A few days later, outside the Yogwai pet store, true immortal Jingqing spoke to dozens of disciples. From this day on, all disciples are not allowed to enter Myriad Demon's realm until further notice. A peak disciple couldn't help but ask, Master, what happened in the Myriad Demon's realm? All the disciples are very curious. Han Jue turned to Silent True Immortal to express gratitude. He doesn't know how long he will stay in the Myriad Demon's realm this time for his tribulation. She never thought that Han Jue might break through the fusion void stage. Han Jue activated the teleportation and headed straight to the Myriad Demon's realm. Transcending the tribulation? He has only been in the divine transformation stage for less than 100 years. He achieved the fusion void stage in just over 200 years. Nine Cauldron's True Immortal also took over 1,000 years to reach the fusion void stage. To understand, Nine Cauldron's True Immortal was once the #1 genius in the Great Yin Immortal Cultivation world. Immortal Elder is crossing tribulation in the Myriad Demon's realm. This matter must not be divulged to outsiders by me, sect disciple. I heard that Immortal Elder is inside, and the disciples are discussing it non-stop. Very excited? A few days later, Guan Yugang arrived. He saw so many people gathering outside the building. He angrily shouted, Get out of here, all of you! Whoever dares to gather here will be demoted to an outsider. When this statement was made, all disciples scattered as if fleeing. He sensed that the immortal elder was indeed in the myriad demons realm. Guan Yugang sneered in the dark, finally waiting for the opportunity. The majestic heavenly tribulation inside the myriad demons realm on the other side shook the entire myriad demons realm. The constant sound of thunder echoed in their ears, following the final thunderous tribulation striking down. Han Jue finally survived the heavenly tribulation and was promoted to become a great cultivator of the fusion void stage. Congratulations on breaking through to the fusion void stage and gaining a companion artifact. The companion artifact will merge with your soul and recognize only you. As you grow stronger, the companion artifact will also continuously become stronger. Regarding the companion artifact, you have the following choices. 1. Sword. 2. Defensive type artifact. Han Jue's whole body is covered with defensive type spiritual treasures. He naturally chooses a sword. After all, he is a sword cultivator. Directly choose one. System prompts again. Congratulations on obtaining the Primordial Judgment Sword. Primordial Judgment Sword, because you were not born through conventional means, and transcend into primordial judgment, descending into this world. Refine the primordial judgment chi on your body into your companion artifact primordial judgment. Han Jue was stunned for a moment. But the system did not respond to him about primordial judgment in the novel of the Hong Wang. Han Jue opened the attribute panel and found that his lifespan had skyrocketed to 8,940 years. How cool! Han Jue also noticed the additional label of Transcendent Stage on their own race's identity, which indicated the path towards becoming an immortal being. Han Jue was experiencing the fusion void stage. This feeling is simply like a world of difference compared to the divine transformation stage. Spiritual sense can extend up to 100 miles away. He can perceive flowers, plants, and monsters very keenly. Who is it? Han Jue sensed that someone had entered the myriad demons realm. How did Elder Guan come here? Guan Yugang found out that the aftermath of the lightning tribulation has not yet dissipated. I suppose this immortal elder just made a breakthrough. I don't know where he is consolidating his cultivation level. At this moment, a voice came from behind Guan Yugang asking, "Who are you looking for?" This is immortal elder. Guan Yugang secretly thought to himself, he is really young. Also, very handsome. Elder Guan, are you looking for me? Han Jue thought. It seems the newcomer looks unfriendly. You're right. Immortal elder, I am Guan Yugang. I once made an agreement with you. Agreement? Han Jue asked in confusion. I want to challenge you. If I win, I will become the leader of the Jade Pure Sect. Have you forgotten? Guan Yugang thought to himself. Could he be afraid of me, and that's why he doesn't want to fight? At this moment, Han Jue suddenly recalled that Dawnstar Fairy had once asked him to suppress senior brother Guan. Han Jue thought to himself, better late than never. He just happened to come when I had made a breakthrough. Guan Yugang is too lazy to give way. He then began to mobilize spiritual power. He planned to use the newly acquired divine techniques to defeat Han Jue in one move. Only to see his vital chi transforming into a sword. This divine technique comes with real damage and possesses a devastating effect. Guan Yugang wielded his sword. The flying sword pierced through the air and aimed at Han Jue. Han Jue was not flustered either. He pinched his fingers and pointed at the sword. He planned to use the move Finger God's Sword, which he hadn't used in a long time. Just then, a giant golden sword descended from the sky, making Guan Yugong's flying sword appear minuscule in comparison. In astonishment, Guan Yugang was already smacked in the face by the giant sword. Guan Yugang coughed up blood and was sent flying out. He fell on the hill like a kite with a broken string. His entire being instantly wilted. He never expected that he couldn't even block Han Jue's sword. Immortal elder is unexpectedly so abnormal. Ridiculous, I even wanted to defeat him with one move. Junior sister, I know why you are thinking about him. Han Jue smiled and said to Guan Yugang, Elder Guan, you are actually very strong, you just picked the wrong opponent. Guan Yugang was stunned. At this moment, he did not feel that the other party was bragging. Before leaving, he told Guan Yugang, Jade Pure Sect, now only you are worth my effort. Don't be disheartened. Jade Pure Sect has a future with you. Guan Yugang watches Han Jue's figure. He felt a hint of comfort instead. Returning to his own mountain, Han Jue suddenly had an idea. He cast a spell with his right hand, and the earth rose up, quickly condensing into a stone stele. Using his finger as a pen, Han Jue wrote 4 characters on the stele. Hard cultivate to immortal. From then on, this became the name of the mountain. Cock and Dog also felt that their master's aura was even stronger than before. It seemed that he had made another breakthrough. Strike while the iron is hot. Han Jue conducted a simulated trial with 9 cauldrons true immortal. After half a minute, Han Jue opened his eyes, took a deep breath, and finally managed to defeat you, ancestor. But you're really tough, having so many body techniques. Han Jue's confidence soared, and from then on, he no longer needed to fear the Yelwai taming demon sect.